Hello students, today we are going to learn about types of transmission media. In data communication terminology, a transmission medium is a physical path between the transmitter and the receiver. That is, it is the channel through which data is sent from one place to another. Transmission media is broadly classified into the following types. Types of transmission media is guided media and unguided media. Under guided media, twisted pair cable, coaxial cable and optical fiber cable. Under unguided media, in the last video we have learned about the radio waves, microwaves and infrared. That will come under the unguided medias. So, what do you mean by a coaxial cable? It has an outer plastic covering containing two parallel conductors, each having a separate insulated protection cover. Coaxial cable transmits information in two modes. Baseband mode, that is dedicated cable bandwidth, and broadband mode. Cable bandwidth is split into separate ranges. Cable TVs and analog television networks widely use this coaxial cable. Now, what are the advantages of a coaxial cable? High bandwidth, better noise immunity, easy to install and expand, and it's inexpensive. Now, the disadvantages of the coaxial cable. A single cable failure can disrupt the entire network. There are three types of guided media, that is twisted pair, coaxial cable and the optical fiber cable. Now, what do you mean by a twisted pair cable? It consists of two separately insulated conductor wires wound about each other. Generally, several such pairs are bundled together in a protective sheath. They are the most widely used transmission media. And this twisted pair cable is of two types. Twisted pair cable is of two types, that is unshielded twisted pair and shielded twisted pair. So, now we can see what do you mean by an unshielded twisted pair. This type of cable has the ability to block the interference and does not depend on a physical shield for this purpose. It is used for telephonic applications. Now we can see what are the advantages and disadvantages of unshielded twisted pair. The advantages are least expensive, it is easy to install, high speed capacity. Now the disadvantages are lower capacity and performance in comparison to SDP, short distance transmission due to attenuation. Now, what do you mean by a shielded twisted pair? This type of cable consists of a special jacket to block the external interference. It is used in fast data rate Ethernet and in voice and data channels of telephone lines. Now the advantages of the shielded twisted pair are better performance at a higher data rate in comparison to UTP. Comparatively, it's faster and eliminates its crosstalk. Now, the disadvantages are comparatively difficult to install and manufacture. It is more expensive and bulky. By looking at this image, we can make out the changes of three guided medias, that is twisted pair cable, the coaxial cable and the optical fiber cable. Now, optical fiber cable. It uses the concept of reflection of light through a core made up of glass or plastic. The core is surrounded by a less dense glass or plastic covering called the cladding. It is used for transmission of large volumes of data. Now the advantages of the optical fiber cable are as follows. Increased capacity and bandwidth, lightweight, less signal attenuation, immunity to electromagnetic interference. Now, what are the disadvantages of optical fiber cable? It is difficult to install and maintain. It is of high cost. It's unidirectional, that is, it will need another fiber if we need bidirectional communication.